The story begins with a 19-year-old girl named Yun. She lives a quiet, happy life with her mother, who cannot hear or speak. Yun spends time trying to teach her mom how to talk, just in case she ever needs to go out alone and communicate with others. Yun's father passed away years ago, so now it's just the two of them, mother and daughter, living together and supporting each other. Even though they don't have much money, their bond is strong. Yun's mom loves rice cakes, so every day after school, Yun brings some home for her. In return, her mom always picks Cosmos flowers for Yun, her favorite. These small acts of love are their way of showing care. But Yun once told her mom to stop picking flowers. She believed that even flowers feel pain. To make ends meet, Yun's mother works at a garment factory, while Yun has a part-time job at a cafe. Her mom feels sad seeing Yun work at such a young age. She often tells her to quit, reminding her that the debt from her father's illness is already paid off. But Yun just smiles, not wanting her mom to worry. Her mom also has asthma, so Yun often orders herbal teas online to help her feel better. One day, Yun's school friends visit her at work, and it's revealed that she actually dropped out of school. She still wears her school uniform every day so her mom won't find out. What her mom doesn't know is that Yun is preparing for a government job exam. Although she didn't pass this year, she plans to try again next year. Her friends support her a lot and even buy her the books she needs. Then one day, Yun hears her mother got injured at work. She runs to her, crying. A male co-worker had taken Yun's mom to the hospital. Yun thanks him kindly. But later, the man came up to her and told Yun's mother that her daughter was very beautiful. He suggests that Yun should marry him, saying no one else could make her as happy as he could. Yun's mom understood everything he said, though he thought she didn't. She slapped him in the face, furious. The man had bad intentions all along, he had been watching Yun with wicked thoughts. Later, drunk and obsessed, he follows Yun one night after work. The streets are empty. Yun senses someone behind her and hurries, but the man catches her, drags her into a dark field, and assaults her. He threatens her, saying if she tells anyone, he'll do the same to her mother. That night, Yun's mother becomes worried when her daughter doesn't come home. She goes out looking for her, alone. The man, still lurking, sees her and begins approaching with the same twisted look in his eyes. Yun, in pain and horror, sees what he's planning to do to her mother. With all the strength she has left, she grabs a rock and hits him on the head. The man dies instantly. In the next scene, Yun is arrested for murder. The police find no clear evidence of self-defense. Even though they believe her, the law needs proof. Without it, the case is no longer self-defense, it's murder. Yun's lawyer tells her to speak up, join a women's group, and fight for her rights. But Yun refuses. She doesn't want people to see her with pity. She's tired of being looked at like a weak girl. She tells her mother how she feels. With nothing else to do, the two of them cry in silence. A few days later, the court announces the verdict. Yun is sentenced to 5 years in prison. Her mother breaks down in tears, hugging Yun tightly. Even the people in the courtroom are moved. In prison, Yun is taken to a room with 5 other women. Right away, one of them beats Yun badly, just because they brushed shoulders. The others stop the fight, but Yun cries all night, thinking of her mother. It's her first time being apart from her. The next morning, Yun realizes the other women aren't as cold as she thought. Each one has their own story. One woman stands out, she wears a pink uniform instead of the regular one. She proudly tells Yun that she's the best prisoner in the entire jail. There's also an older inmate named Soon Jae, who everyone calls Big Sister. She notices Yun hasn't eaten and gently tells her, if you don't eat, you won't have the strength to work. But don't worry, you'll get used to this place. Yun learns that prisoners can earn small amounts of money for work. When she hears that repair work pays the most, she chooses it, even though it's the hardest job. During roll call, the officer gives Yun her prisoner number, 2037. One woman keeps staring at her because Yun is young and beautiful. After work, Yun asks when she'll get paid. The officer snaps, yelling, "You are just a prisoner. You get nothing." Yun is shocked and hurt. That night, while everyone is sleeping, Yun sits alone, quietly crying. Soon Jae comes over and shares her story. She says she once had a son who died in a car accident caused by a drunk driver. In her grief and anger, she burned the man's whole family alive. Now, she's waiting for her death sentence. She tells Yun, "You need to talk about what's in your heart. If you keep it all inside, it will destroy you." Yun listens carefully. Later that night, she writes a letter to her mother. In a letter to her mother, Yun wrote that she was doing okay, and asked her not to worry. From that day on, Yun slowly started adjusting to life in prison. She learned how to do her work and began opening up to the other women in her room. A few days later, Yun's mother came to visit. She brought her daughter's favorite food, but the guard said outside food wasn't allowed. Still, seeing each other after so long made both of them emotional. When Yun heard her mother say her name, even without speaking, just mouthing it, they both burst into tears. A once joyful home had been torn apart by one man's evil actions. The next morning, Yun suddenly felt very sick. After seeing the doctor, she received shocking news: she was pregnant. The trauma she had tried to move past had now come back in a painful new form. The child she was carrying belonged to the man who had destroyed her life. Confused and overwhelmed, Yun ran to the prison gate, crying for her mother, screaming to be let out. The guard stopped her and locked her in a dark room. Soon, her roommates found out about the pregnancy. They were all worried. Yun was too young to be a mother, and the situation was heartbreaking. The next day, Soon Jae, the older inmate, gently held Yun's head in her lap and told her to stay strong. She reminded Yun that life doesn't stop, no matter how hard it gets. One day, the same girl who had beaten Yun on her first day attacked her again. She shouted at Yun for keeping the rapist's child. But the other inmates stopped her. It turned out, that angry girl had been through something similar. Her anger came from pain. Yun stopped meeting her mother, afraid of how she would react to the news. But her mother came every day, waiting and hoping, not understanding why her daughter wouldn't see her. One day, a woman tried to lure Yun into the bathroom to hurt her. But Soon Jae stepped in just in time. She pulled the woman's hair and threatened her, saying, "Even if I kill one more time, they'll still hang me, so don't touch her." From that day on, no one dared to go near Yun. As time passed, Yun became more depressed. One day, she tried to hurt herself using a broken piece of glass. The same angry girl saw her and stopped her, yelling, "I told you not to keep the baby. But don't throw your life away like this." The inmates comforted Yun and encouraged her to speak out. They suggested going to the media or seeking help. But Yun refused. She didn't want the world to pity her or know her pain. She said she'd rather spend 5 years in prison than live with that kind of shame. Instead, the inmates helped her send a request for a retrial. Because of the pregnancy, Yun was given lighter duties, like sorting medicine. Though she didn't meet her mother, she sent her letters often, saying she was okay. Her mother cried every time she read one. One day, Yun felt terrible stomach pain. The doctor told her she was already 6 months pregnant. The baby was small, but healthy. Hearing the baby's heartbeat made Yun cry, because deep down, she had been secretly taking medicine to end the pregnancy. Back in the room, Yun told her roommates everything. From that moment, everyone started caring for her more. They made sure she didn't have to lift a finger. Then came the day of the retrial. The judge gave Yun a chance to speak. With tears in her eyes, she admitted to killing the man, but explained why. She said, "Whether anyone believes me or not, I know what he did to me. I will serve whatever punishment I deserve. But please, someone take care of my mother." The courtroom was silent. Then the judge gave his decision. Yun's sentence would be reduced from 5 years to just 1. Everyone smiled. It was a moment of quiet victory. As the months passed, Yun's belly grew. Her roommates took care of her like family. One day, Yun said she missed Cosmos flowers, her favorite, the ones her mother used to give her. That night, while she was asleep, the others secretly drew pictures of Cosmos flowers all over the bathroom. When Yun saw them the next morning, she was overwhelmed. She cried with joy. Later, the inmates began making clothes and socks for the baby using scraps of their own clothes. They even picked a name, Boney, a name that means protector of the weak. Even the angry girl, who once hated Yun, made a toy for the baby from materials she found at work. The kindness in everyone's hearts started to show again. For the first time in a long while, there was real warmth in the room. Then one day, while everyone else was at work, Yun went into labor. She placed letters she had written to each of her friends into their drawers, then collapsed on the floor. When the others returned, they found her unconscious. Panic spread. The guards rushed Yun to the hospital. The baby was saved, but Yun wasn't waking up. Back in the prison, the others read Yun's letters. She had written them in case she didn't survive. She thanked each of them for showing her love and giving her hope. Yun's mother was told her daughter was in the hospital. She rushed there and found Yun unconscious. She hugged her daughter tightly and cried like never before. The final scene shows a beautiful Cosmos flower field. A little girl is running, laughing with joy. It's Yun's daughter, now adopted by a kind family. Then we see Yun's mother at home, ironing clothes. Next to her lies a certificate. Yun has been called for a government job interview. Suddenly, someone calls out, "Mom." She turns around and smiles. The movie ends without telling us if it was really Yun, or just a memory her mother holds on to. But in that final smile, there is hope. Thank you for watching until the end. Goodbye and see you next time.